Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. It's Friday, so why not? But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country, because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them, and because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if these things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberians. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because of their vote, our leaders will be able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
Bien bléant, le cabaret la moi sera du lot. Ya Américain pas l'eau. C'est au-dessus de moi, encore une autre fidèle qui. L'Américain pas l'eau que yo. Quand il va Sylvie, il a un point qui. J'ai loupé presse. L'Américain pas l'eau que t'as bien de moi avec moi, nous deux. En somme, on va battre au moins, néo. Mon temps dit est à mon moulin. Ça va bien faire moi, il pleure. Avec la loque yo.
All doing anything that people get to amendment, and there will be from 2005 to date. We're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You understand? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm on record.
Yao, abela lokeyo, mi vito jogbai, mi vito nomba, artiste mo peyo. Manager Gigi, ouais peut jamais forcer ou si tu connais tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassen de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour mi vito. Aniche les deux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, are largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we'll prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children to eat, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe to change grades.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Sitting in tonight for Mr. Soul. Hopefully he will be joining us here very shortly. But his assignment is still undercover assignment, that is. Hopefully he will be joining us here tonight. And hopefully the panelist himself will be joining us here as well. So let me do this here. Safety as usual. God, Jesus, my Lord. How wonderful it is to be my Father. Thank you. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you. Thank you for the spirit of protection. Thank you. Thank you for protecting all of us, giving us strength to do what we do best, go to work every day. Through you, the trust, the belief we have in you, and you always come through. Oh, my God. You're the only man, you're the only person that when we put our trust in you, and you always say, don't rush you, but know very well that it's going to happen. When we ask for something, we believe and know that you will come through. Always, always. You're so wonderful. And I want to thank you this afternoon. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for your love for all of us. You don't discriminate. You don't care whether woman, man, white, black, it doesn't matter. Your love is spread evenly. Only you that have that power to do so. And I want to thank you. My Lord Jesus, we're here again this evening. We ask you to protect us. We ask you to guide our tongue. We ask you to guide our thought. Whatever it is that's going to be coming out of our mouth again tonight, we ask you to guide it. That whenever we say to our brothers and sisters, that is of something we believe and we know is true. My Lord, guide us, give us wisdom. Jesus, we ask you to bless the country, the Republic of Liberia. Bless our leaders of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is right for our people. We ask you, my Lord, to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will do one more thing here before I come back on here. So just stay with me. Stay with me. Those of you that have the ability to stay, please stay. But one of the things that I'm going to ask you also as audience, people who follow us on Liberia Public Radio, is the fact that I'm asking you to please share this video as much as you can. If you have the ability to do so, please do so. This is Samson to Liberia Public Radio. I have one more thing that I have left, and then we will go on with the conversation. The conversation tonight is going to be all over the place. We're going to be opening the line as soon as possible, but we're going to be all over the place. A certain day, like the politics in Liberia now, is very interesting. I hope it stays like this. As long as the divorce, violence from these type of political engagement, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because I think the men politicians in Liberia have the ability to engage women politicians, and they can go so far. They know that. They know that. They know they cannot cross that red line. They know that. And I will show you tonight. I will show you. Samson told. Just give me a few minutes and let me take care of a few things here, and I will be right back.
Du hein? Le cabas bayo la commence à du lot. Y'a Américain pas l'eau. C'est au Tizuema. Encore une autre fidèle qui. Y'a Américain pas l'eau que yo. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui. J'ai loupé presse. Y'a Américain pas l'eau que t'as bien de moi avec moi. Nous deux. En somme à plus. Bon, on va battre au moins. Néo. Mon temps dit est à mon mouillé. On s'est abattu pour moi, il dit pleurer. Tu vois? Là, le caillou. Quand on soit du lot, allez! Envoyez! Attire le roi. Et là-haut, Abela le caillou. Mi vito jogbaye. Mi vito inamba. Martissimo caillou. Manager Gigi, moi je peux jamais forcer ou. Si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco, il quand il y a 5 de Toyebli. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les yeux. Bon, nous doit dire, bâtir moi. Conseiller, c'est moi, dis-moi. Attends, nous, yon bébé. Pétayer mon temps à nous, bâtir. Adieu, t'as sama de koya bayano. Oh, lui, aussi d'accord, c'est trop beau. Nebe amunda wejogenda, amunda wejogenda, obati amunda wejogenda, aussi d'accord, c'est trop beau d'alors. Nemo genda, abela we moro.
Okay, welcome, Samson to LeBron Public. I'm not too comfortable in this chair tonight. I'm not too sure why it is, but did you know, as long as my mouth is comfortable, God is there to protect. God is there to work with us. Thank you. I hope that I'm audible here tonight. I hope that I'm audible. But for some reason I can't hear myself. Okay, I hope I'm audible. But anyway, let's go. Thank you for joining us. As I stated earlier, we're going to be all over this place tonight. So the issue with Prince Johnson is still in the news, though. By the way, and now Prince Johnson is now accusing child stealer ex-fighters. See what I said last night when I told you guys? When I told you, don't you want kind, man, don't come waste my time tonight. My ain't for you. I better not say a lot of people say that's not a good thing to do. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm not too comfortable sitting like this. I don't know. But if it continue, you know me, I ain't got no shame. If it continue like that, I will tell you, excuse me, let me face my chair. And I'll face my chair. Hey, I ain't got nothing to hide. But anyhow, let me go on. I told you last night that the trauma that our brothers and sisters face have not been dealt with. And this thing is manifesting itself in real life, real time. And the only thing that I believe is keeping us whole as one unit is God. Because I truly believe God lives in Monrovia, God lives in Liberia. The whole God, everybody serving, the whole world serving, is living in Monrovia. God lives in Monrovia. God lives in Liberia. Because the kind of thing that can be happening to us. And yet still, people have nightclubs running, how do they call it? Calabash or Calabudag or whatever they call it. They go over there. You know the funny thing about that Calabash, Kuluba, whatever they call it, they got no parking lot. What's so weird? Because I used to drive from the office at night sometimes when I'm late coming home from the office. You drive on there. I mean, the whole side, the right side is all packed. And it's interesting though. Yes, Liberians, if they want to apply the law, if they want to respect the law, they will respect it. If they said we're not going to respect it, they will not. That Calabar or Kulaba, they can't do double parking. Everyone park on the right side when you're coming when you're coming from Monrovia. Okay, I think that's not SDA Cooper. That's the Congotown bypass. When you're coming towards the EW road from Monrovia, everyone park. Even if they're facing that way, they all park on one side. They don't do double parking. No double parking. I've traveled that road at night, maybe sometime 9-10 o'clock at night, and on a Friday afternoon, and everyone in line. Everyone, and they don't have no parking blotto. Everyone in line. When there's special people, because I look down there, sometimes look through my window and look down, they have a deck down there. I can see 1 or 2 cars and something like that. But they respect the rule when it comes to the nightclub. They're not playing around. But anyhow, so the point here is Liberian, when they want to respect rule, they will respect it. Okay. So let me go back here. As I was saying, I told you guys yesterday, that the issue of decriminalization of our people, to decriminalize them and to bring them to go to psychiatrists, psychology, whatever it is, to deal with them. And you have medical doctors. Liberians are qualified. This is what they do that is very hurtful, especially our brothers and sisters back home. You got qualified Liberians here in the United States, all over the world, that are serving these these United States communities. They are youth that are on drugs. You got Liberians that are running these little organizations here for the county, for the city, for the state, for the federal government. They're working and they're helping to make sure these kids are now on drugs. They deal with them every day. Liberians, PhD, master degree. Of course, they got him pay handsomely. But these are people that are from Liberia. And I bet you, if the Liberian government were to come in and say, Liberian diaspora, we need help, there will be many Liberians that will be able to be willing to go home and do this pro bono. But you have to set it up. Many Liberian professionals, they would like to go home to help. But they don't want to come in and say, oh, I'm here to help. Or no respect. They want you to come and invite them. Even if you say pay your own way, they will pay their own way to come and help. You got money to pay, they know that. You got money to pay them, they know that. But the thing is, when they know that when the system is set up and you pour money in there, they will come and help. What many Liberian professionals don't want to do, I believe, is to come into a system where you take kickback, where you bring them in, so okay, come and help her, they come in to help you. No, you don't got money to pay them, but then you're taking the little money that you're supposed to put in the program, you're taking it for yourself. They don't want to be bothered with that. So why would I want to come and help you? I know you want me to help you. That's fine. But the little money that we're going to need for these little programs and there, you're taking it and using it for yourself. And you want me to come, you don't have money to pay me, I pay my own way and doing things. And then you, on the other hand, are benefiting from this personally. Why our brothers and sisters are sleeping on graves in a graveyard? Why our brothers and sisters are look, folks, this is not, it's going to be worse. Lately, let me tell you some of the headlines that I've been seeing. 35 years old, killed his girlfriend for jealousy. 25-year-old, kill his girlfriend, strangle her. How you would strangle somebody to death You choke the person until the person dies. You know what that takes? You know what kinds of state of mind you got to be in to be choking somebody until that person dies? You know what it takes? Your mind has to be somewhere else. And all of these killing that been happening, the auditor killing, the auditor killing stuff. What kinds of people would do that except those who don't even care? For them, killing is nothing to them. It's just like playing football. Just because their mindset is still stuck into that civil war situation. And the government put some of them to work for them in the security apparatus. And that's why when these things happen, you see a lot of things happen, a lot of stuff. People did, and so, like I said yesterday, our mindset is not yet together. But yet, what the government and not just this government, I'm saying this government alone, previous government, what the people have done is to say, okay, you don't do development. You're doing development without clean mind. What do you think will happen? Eventually, it's going to catch up with us. It's going to catch up with us. These things don't fail. It's going to catch up with us. If we don't do work to bring our brothers and sisters that are suffering, let me give you, you think that only Zogo there? I'll give you an example. And you know about this story. A few months ago, they went, George Weah, President Weah, and the political leader, they went to sign some kind of nyama thing there. They went to sign it. After signing that piece, President of the Republic of Liberia, what is it that he has in his possession that people will still say he needs something? What kind of car President Weah want to drive in Liberia that he can't drive? What kind of food President Weah want to eat in Liberia that he can't eat? What thing President Weah want in Liberia that he can't get? Tell me. But that during the peace signing, according to the story, he attacked Goodrich, who, according to the story, he said burned his house and stole his car. Mercedes-Benz, I believe it was 1990 something. What if President we have one Mercedes-Benz to line up in front of the house, you get 50 of them today. Why is he going way back to bring that up? Because in his mind, he has not been, he's not healed yet. President of the Republic of Liberia will attack somebody publicly for something that happened in the past. I think I did an hour, 2 hours show on that. And the reason why I'm using this is that all of us have issues. You go right now and go play football, and arguments start. You try to hold somebody, or try even in your little organization here in the diaspora. When they're ready to argue, you would think that these people, what's wrong with them? Why are they arguing about something that can easily be resolved? They got to go up and calm down because we're all affected. Just imagine some of the people now today, even here in the diaspora, they have not sought any medical treatment as far as I'm concerned. But they among us. Few certain things set them up. In my own community, there have been guys that kill people easily, kill some girls. But the reason I'm bringing all of these things up, Prince Johnson and his people now are accusing child stealer ex-fighters. And remember the issue between child stealer and Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson also have X factor. That I give him. I know he has the ability to do that. He has X factor. What's your problem? When you can't say good evening, Chief.
No.
What you mean by no?
You're sitting in for me.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Hold on. For you, does it mean I gotta use your mouth?
Okay,
go ahead before I park you in the bike. Make a point.
Before you park me, let me let you go first. What kind of man is this? You're sitting in for me. You never even call my name, and you must just money.
I say you undercover. I say you want to do investigation. I'm sitting in for you. But I'm running the show.
Okay, let me spell it out here. You told me you went Liberia, you chill out Calabash, and then you acting like you don't know how Calabash.
I'm going to Calabash.
So how you might to see all the car there? Every time you pass it driving, you can be looking.
I see no car there. I see no car there. They're very respectful when it comes to the rule.
Okay. All right, Liberal, good evening. Go ahead. Let me see what I can get a link to the other folks to come on as well.
Please do so. Let me wrap this up. So the point here is this. People are still hurting among ourselves. We all are still hurting. But the reason why I'm going through this thing, through East Jesus and things like that, there's a story. Yaka Koloba won the current vice president to stay out of District 10. He said, I do dirty politics. If you come in here, don't blame me if I dirty you. You know what the vice president, and the vice president right now, she's the new from person for CDC. She don't care. And they be accusing her of Prince Johnson business. Prince Johnson want to pull forward with her now. No. She went after she finished with Prince Johnson's situation. She went to Calabar and said, let me warn you, young man, that war to war, she said. She's telling Calabar that war to war are coming. And I bet you Calabar will not cross that red line to dirty her, as he said. So Liberian, be ready. We pray that there's no violence in this thing here. But I'm enjoying the politics. But they are setting red when Liberian politician men, when they engage in Liberian politician with me, they will not cross that red line. I know so. Mr. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, just hold on 1 second. Just carry on. I think you're doing your total stuff now, so as usual. So let me just go ahead. Let me just fix. I'm trying to fix 1 or 2 things here. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, I'll pack you in the bike for now.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do is.
I want to put you in the bike anyway. So let me put you in the bike. I always want to do that. And folks, Samson Toe is packing Mr. So in the bike this afternoon, like a car in a garage. Goodbye. He's a CEO. And what you see the kind of power I got? Like, bro, man, when you got power, the one you said. He's asked me, can you sit in for me? Because I got a few things I want to take care of. I said, okay. I said in for you. I got the power now. You said, yeah, back in the back. I'm enjoying myself, man. So, no, on a very serious note. So the vice president, that's until Mr. Soul come in. Let me talk about that. The vice president now, she's very serious, and she's challenging Yaka Koluba. She said Yaka Koluba said he sit down there and get Jefferson. I don't call it not Jefferson, but Josephine Davis money, and then you're gonna don't come to this. She said, I come in. In the last look, folks, just keep following the news. When was the last time this kind of political season? Tell me who are the people you see out front now. That Nagbe, Eugene Nagbe, Akara's Gray, and the vice president. You don't hear much from Monuba Moru. You don't hear much because Monuba Moru he got so many baggage. that hanging around him. When he open, he can't the way the people attacking, he stay in the back. Jefferson Coach, you can't come out right now. He not too much because you know what hanging around him, whether true or not. He's saying that. So this thing is getting interest. The Pongpa can't say much. He run his own campaign, so he can't say much. It just is getting interesting. And when people look at these kinds of stuff, and you think, wow, the opposition really got their thing locked down. So, but the vice president is saying, you ain't got nothing. You got nothing. Coming. Let me look at this. VP Taylor challenges Representative Yeke Koluba. It's on Daily Observer, by the way. So let me go on here. Let me go and listen to this. Listen to this. This is an interesting political situation in Liberia. It's the lead up to the October 10 election has seen heightened contention between incumbent Representative Yeke Koluba and the Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC. However, on May 18, Vice President Julia Howard Taylor sharply responded to threats from Koluba, warning her and CDC to desist from interfering in District 10 politics because it is very dirty. So it goes on to say, Taylor also questioned the district lawmaker work since his ascendancy as a lawmaker, and what has he done for his people and the district over the years. Her statement comes week after Representative Koluba, who represented District 10, threatened to deter her if she kept meddling in the county politics. But she should immediately listen and be mindful. Honorable Yeke Koluba and Mr. Speaker, the Vice President speaking, I am calling his name because he had a press conference and mentioned my name there. I will begin touring District 10 soon, and I will be army to army, where people will come see who is who, because I am not afraid of you. Taylor said. Interesting. This is she finished with Prince Johnson, but now. And Prince Johnson said they're coming Sunday. You bring 5,000 people. 500 people. We'll see that one. But Prince Johnson and people still complaining about her. She's not making noise. She's an action person. Hey, she might be on a different side, but she's representing CDC right now. All the men that I can they all zip their mouth. The vice president, the woman who, on a very serious note, the CDC-led government treated this woman, and it's publicly treated this woman so poorly, so badly. Now they're all sitting behind her now. She's the front person for their organization. Interesting. Your CDC.
So what worry you? Are you a sedition?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Why hating? Why hating you? Why hating you? Why hating you? Come from undercover? Why hating you?
No, why are you supposed to be? And that's the problem I have with you people. I'm waiting for the other folks to come here because this is ridiculous.
But what hating you? What hating you in the one?
Why hating me now? Is supposed to be telling us your party.
Don't worry about me. I'm telling you what's going on in the news.
Okay, you are not part of. Are you part of them now or what?
Don't worry. I'm telling them what they do. What's CDC doing? They're sitting back now and letting the vice president taking the load now for them. All that big mob they've been making, all that mistreatment they gave her.
It's none of your business.
No. She's my sister too. They sat here and let our little boy cut her publicly on the radio, on their radio station. Nobody opened anything. Nobody said anything. And McGill, they pick McGill out now that the vice president, all the sedition, big mouth men, then they behind the vice president now to carry their law. Oh, I love it. Go ahead.
So it's the thing, and that's why you politicians always keep this sort of distraction, which is very, very sad in front of our country. You come here, you sit down, your glasses and everything on nicely. Or what I thought, you're going to give a contrast of the guy you support, things that he wants to do, and how you're going to have it done differently than this administration. Why
Mr.
you can
Stone,
call
can I
by
not
yellow?
job? I only admire them. They don't know me. I don't know them. I'm not here
So
to come to.
they don't talk about them. If you don't
No,
know
no,
them,
no.
they
I will
don't know
talk
you.
about this is America. In fact, forget America. President, we are honor president. We are freedom of press, freedom of expression. Buku all over like bro. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop me. They got freedom of press in like bro. Freedom of expression in like bro. I'm expressing myself freely. So I don't think
Okay,
nobody can
so
stop me.
the list is out to the analyst. I'm not going to be using the number, so Mr. Deliberate, probably if you wish, as usual, think all things good
I
by
will
Wednesday, right?
put number up, but I number now will not be allowed.
What do you mean?
Because he coming to talk for CDC. I don't want anybody talking about CDC tonight.
When you go to Labrador, you can be so quiet and disciplined. By the time you get back here, you turn like a loose cannon.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
yeah, so yeah, look, on a serious note, it's just the politicians, the Yeka Koluba, everybody, those things you're talking complete nonsense. To say that this person should do you own a town? Those are divisive politics. I think these politics, they need to be responsible. In as much he expresses there are some good valid things he could be saying, but he talking to the extent that he can end up dumping garbage into it, and that's what he's saying. I know he's loved in his district, but to suggest because that somebody talk about him, so they shouldn't get there. The politics is that, well, what we have not heard before that people here right now that are going to be a strange thing. I think people need to keep their focus on the ball and begin to have this sort of conversation that we need to be having as a country, as a people, and as a nation. So that if there should be any change, we're going to hit on the substance of that. But these people, they're still creating this sort of drama, and we play into their drama without having the issues being discussed. And people enjoy seeing this kind of stuff. And it's just sad. And radio personalities, they are all involved into it. They incite their own personal feelings into national conversation. I'm not talking about people, not talking about their homes and whatever thing. But Lebron, let me just say something here quick. I will not go in there before I forget. I'm not sure whether you grab sense of it. Something happened this morning. And we want to sincerely apologize, especially those who in our chat room. I'm not sure you had the opportunity to see that?
No.
Yes, something happened this morning, and it was very horrible. In fact, I was in bed right after the program. As you see right now, I'm not even in studio, outside in Massachusetts. People in the chat room. Chat room, we're supposed to manage it,
Is
but
that
it's hard.
LPR chat room?
It's an LPR chat room. Someone that I know personally, a woman to reach out. It took me almost 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, literally. Send an image. I don't know how that happens. He never even realized that what he did until I called multiple times. Literally, I think around 3, 4 o'clock. Vivian was the one that really reached out, but she didn't come off from there. I started receiving other calls. What's going on? And I'm like, what? So have you looked in your chat room, which I don't, besides the analyst chat room, I don't usually comment. And when I went to look, yeah, people are doing crazy stuff without even taking into consideration these electronic devices. By the time you hit a button, it's gone. And it just busts into the chat rooms and everybody, I said, like, no. I know this person that have to reach out. We'll
Is
try
it
about all
LPR WhatsApp chat room?
now as the messenger chat on the Facebook, but it been removed. Other people, whoever gonna take it, that's it. But I just want to take this time we take responsibility to what happens. We create this chat room to have engagement, intellectual engagement, agree and disagree. Why it is true, adults who wants to do adult thing, whatever thing they want to do on their phone, on their devices, they are at liberty to do it. whoever they want to send it to is their choice. But please, when you are doing these things, you got to be very, very careful. It was misdirected, according to him, and that was a very, very bad day. And going, who knows, other people, whatever they're going to do. But that was a very bad thing. I just wanted to point that out that we're sorry to all our fans. And I think everybody exercised restraint. And so those, I think, our talking point on this network is very civil. We don't insult, we don't cause people. We argue our point on the basis of substance. And so we take that as well into our chat rooms. And anybody who will want to do their crazy stuff or whatever rated X thing they want to be doing, well, they can do it. We don't buy nobody device. Do not throw it into our chat room. That's not what LPR chat room is meant for. But let's get to the point. So I think I saying enough of statement there.
Well,
So
I honestly have, but as usual, you always calling and blasting me that I don't go in the chat
you're
room.
not doing your work, and I'm going to suspend you.
But I think this one, the fact that I don't do my work, as you say, I think this one saved me in the headache of seeing what you guys saw. So.
Okay, so let's get to the topic.
But what kind of glasses you wearing tonight, sir?
What do you mean?
Like Gogu you wearing? Because they're dark. I'm just asking. They're dark. That's all. Or maybe it's a reflection from the light.
Maybe. They clean your lenses. Probably the light. Is it better?
It calm down. No, but we can see you now. Put the light back on. Don't worry about it, glasses.
What are you trying to do here? I'm looking good. So why are you trying to do what? You see something, you always, I don't know.
You got me for life.
But let's carry on. We can't get the people book. Call about, I don't know. I don't understand why he's saying what he's saying. To say that the vice president shouldn't go to his area. It doesn't make no sense. I think that's just being over the board. I don't even want to dignify that. Politicians always try to find something to take a shot at one another. We can't draw those sort of red line to say this person shouldn't come here, this person. We saw what happened when that was done in Grandy, there was ANC. Remember when he and Cummings went there and other people were saying, oh, they shouldn't come here, they're not supposed to come here. That's the same thing. They did something to him, and everybody will all frown on that, which was not called for as a Liberian to stop politicians from going anywhere. Nobody owns a land. He comes back now and try to do the same thing. This is the hypocrisy in all of that, and that is not good. But let's see it. This weekend, I'm wondering what's going to be the outcome on the 27th. As we know, Cummings will be making it official. The deal is already sealed in Grand Bassa County with Charlene, your own Liberty Party, now going to be forming a strong alliance with Alexander Bennett Cummings of the ANC. What I'm looking at now, what next? Making a selection. Selecting the VP, it requires it's a strategic position, somebody who really want to help you to put you to the finishing line, who will be a very tough and aggressive surrogate. We see that happening, and that's exactly what Madam Joy Howard Taylor is doing now. Nathaniel McGee, who was a kind of perfect guy suited to do all of the dirty work of the CDC, he's been slammed by sanctions, so his hands are tied. He only focusing on his campaign. He cannot get in the gap of this whole thing to push CDC line. So what they do? They went inside there and found somebody that they can use, because remember, she's also a female. So politicians going aggressive. You heard some of her statements, and Dara Dillon, the other day was talking to, because she's a lady. So they will be kind of a little bit mindful in things they want to put out there. Even though they're going to throw something there, but they will hold something back because she's a lady. So she is being, and she's a smart lady, she can talk. You saw what happened in Capitol. Horror me she throw out there regarding Prince Johnson, Ambassador Boyka picking corn, and what happened, those sort of stuff. And you saw Prince Johnson coming back firing, which led to this whole church scenario. But I think it's gonna get nasty. there's no question about that. The labor, it's going to get nasty. A lot of names calling, a lot of things going to come out in the air. And I'm saying this to say it's not good, it's not a healthy process, because when these things happen, it's going to distract all, and we're going to be talking about it, and it makes all not to discuss the issues at hand, which of course they themselves do not want to discuss as well.
Let me
because it allowed them to get away.
Let me disagree with you on the fact, the statement you made. I'm not too sure whether it's the correct statement you said, whether it's going to distract them when they come back. Is that what you're saying?
So what's your question? I am saying,
Mr. Soul,
I'm saying
this
I'm
lady,
saying,
go ahead, finish up your train of thought, and I can get
I'm saying all of these German relative is Spring Johnson, right? And I went to his church the other day. He said you're going to be carrying 500 men now, all of that. Now, when that happens, it gets in the news cycle for 2, 3, 4 days. How many days do we have now? Less than 142 or whatever days to the election. So when we start taking time focusing, and they are news, even though they are stupid and crazy news, but we still have to discuss it because that's the current thing that is happening. So what that does, it takes away the issues of substance, perhaps looking at Ambassador Boycott's development initiative, his educational program, Kuhlman, who's going to be making his announcement. What next? His plans that he brings.
Mr. Soul, you see, this is what you do on this platform. That sometimes, well, I'm not amazed because you're a very smart person. You take the Liberian politics here and you try to apply book to it. You try to apply good sense to it, to the Liberian politics. And Liberian politics, Liberian politics and good sense don't mix. Liberian politics and book don't mix. And that's what you try to do here. You think that woman there, the woman who, when they took power, she said, I want time to eat. You think she cared to say, it's going to distract me? She enjoying this because this is what I believe is happening. She come in, like you call it red meat. She comes in and throw these things out there. Now, the people, Prince Johnson, Prince Johnson in the opposition, they're all over it. They're not even discussing their thing, what they plan to do. And that's her intent. They're going to be distracted. And she throw it out there, and the people talk about you ever talk about Prince Johnson again a few days? No, she didn't throw it, pour him back. Nothing. All she said, she condemned the violence. That's it. I mean, what else are you going to tell her not to do? Okay. So the fact that she does these things, she's very smart. CDC has nothing within the last 5+ years, 5 years so, they got nothing to say. This is what we have done. All of the roles that they're talking about, they cannot, with straight face, they cannot come out to say, we've done this and we've done that. In fact, the ladies in the certain community in Marshall that was protesting yesterday against their East International construction company. Now EPA, Liberian EPA is stepping in. So these people, they got nothing to offer. When they talk about these roads, they take pictures and show it. And you, with a trained eye, as an engineer, trained eye. Well, I'm the man, I'll probably be our thing again tonight. Hey, man.
What's your problem? Why you little things distract you?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm a liberal. My eyes see a lot of stuff. But anyhow, so when they show these things, when they go out, another person you have not seen lately is Sekou Carrasco. Sekou Carrasco now have a video, which now he putting out there as a older person now. He doesn't go to the politics and we show this or look how good we are. You're not doing all kind of thing again. Those who showing these video, the pictures, when you see them, and with a trained eye as a construction person or an engineer, you can see the flaw in it. So they got nothing to offer to say this is what we have done. For example, can they come out and bring a pro-poor agenda that was heavily promoted here the last time? Can they come out to say CDC and this is our pro-poor agenda? And can they come and check stuff to say we did this? We said we're going to do it. We have done it. Check. We said we're going to do this. We have done it. Check. They got nothing to check. So why would she be concerned about if they have good message, if they have things to check, then they will be concerned not to be distracted. but they got nothing to offer. They got nothing to check, so they don't mind. For them, it's not a distraction. They rather do this so that the other people will not be able to have their message continue to come out to say, this is what we're going to do. Everybody now defending Prince Johnson. They're the one being distracted. So I think the ladies are brilliant political tacticians.
So who is keeping the focus now?
That's not a CDC concern for focusing.
I'm talking. We're having we're not talking. We're talking about national issue, not necessarily.
Yeah, but national issues.
I'm talking about. Okay, I agree. You said they are not doing what they're doing. So then, who is trying to redirect this train here so that we keep the focus? That's what I'm asking.
It's supposed to be the opposition.
Yeah, are they doing it?
No, they're not. No, none of them.
And you here, you support the quest of the opposition, and you here, you also play into the narrative of what they are doing. So you two are now also helping the process, correct?
I agree, and that's what I say. You're bringing book into the Liberian politics.
That's not book. Part of the reason we sit behind this microphone is to create an eye-opening for the folks out there.
Talk for yourself. Talk for yourself. Don't talk for me. Talk for yourself. I'm here telling you what's happening. Then you say I won't sit down here and say I don't know these people. They don't know me. I just admire them. I'm not going to be here. I'm not your spokesperson to come and say don't listen to it. This is what the vice president. I'm just telling you what the vice president said, and that's that. Mr. So, on a very serious note, the vice president is brilliant. They look back. These people are not stupid. She's a highly educated person. You know that. You know her very well. You know her very well. They have gone.
So, yeah, what I'm wondering here, and it's my own personal views and opinion because it's weird and very strange. Is the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah, is he really seeking re-election? And the reason I'm asking this sort of question is within this kind of shorter time that we are in, we didn't, the way you were moving the last time around, that's not what's happening. Folks, I wouldn't be surprised when Cebu, Representative Cebu, and other people are listening to Minister, I think you're Deputy Minister, no, Assistant.
Mr. So, could you give me 1 second here? I want to welcome the former president of Grand United Association, Mr. Timmons Calling, who is watching it. Mr. President, welcome, and thanks for watching. Go ahead, Mr. So, carry on. I'm in charge. I like the power business.
All the 10 Grand United president when it comes to how.
Mr. So, why you want to? I'm using my power tonight. Please don't try to undercut that. I got the power. You know me in power business. Power got to me. Not easy. I'm using it tonight. So please go ahead, carry your comment. Or you want me to pack in the back? I can easily do that. Go ahead.
Well, bro, okay. we're in problem.
Oh, I tell you.
Because when people at something told them get around power, it would be crazy.
And most likely, even though I don't know these people, they don't know me, but most likely they will call me to be, I hope on a serious note, they will call me to be a deputy minister for information, publicity, and whatever they when.
You wanted Eugene Fagon position?
Yeah, that position I want.
They fire him, he come by, he turn like a loose cannon now, you're going wild on.
No, but Mr. So, seriously, on a serious note, the question, your question is quite correct.
So the reason I'm asking, and I'm hearing, I don't know how true it is. I think he's asking the senator to take some sort of lead, but because why will in this sort of period of time, or is it he confide in these people that are doing the work he's supposed to be doing? He is the guy that people are going to be electing. He is the one here, or is he comfortable now? And then another version could be, well, he feels that the opposition, they are not aggressively moving, aggressive in the sense of by this time, the opposition with their top surrogates, some of the people are contesting for the both lower and upper houses, they're supposed to start doing like a mapping up operation. I don't want here say, oh, election now, campaign now open. What are you talking about? Campaign now open? You need to start going into the southeastern side because the demographic now, from what we see here, and this is why CDC took the race to outcast Prince Johnson when they found out this whole thing was not leading up yet. We don't know yet what are that figure going to come. but everything seems to pivot in the direction of the stronghold of the president. And this is where they missed the boat, because when this whole thing came, they failed to realize, they even boycott, all of them talking point were, they discourage their people from registering. Forgetting to know your winning path is precondition to that, you have to be a registered voter. But they have to create a conspiracy. Oh, that false number here. Oh, the election will be rigged. Where is the evidence that the election will be rigged? Instead of you energizing, encouraging your people to register in droves so that you'll be able to outmatch, that did not happen. Only later on, they start doing it. The census does not, it's just the overview of our population. It does not actually has nothing to do with what the qualified voters going to be. People, what do you call it, strangers, non-resident, babies, all of that are inclusive in the census. But the voter registration, the voter process itself will tell us, say, these are X number of people, these are number of people from Grand Judea, these are number of people, and that's what they're supposed to be watching out for. Do they send their people into those places to mobilize, to make people to register, or they just sit in Monrovia, they want to complain from Monrovia to Bombay and go back to, you can shake your head and do it whatever way. That's why you people do, that's why you're dead, and your people didn't register, and you want an election commission to extend time. Hell no. The people got to live within the confines of the law.
Mr. So, once again, you're not listening to the liberal, but that's not something surprising anyway. I'm telling you, and let me just say again clearly, Liberian politics and common sense don't mix. You can't mix them. Now, in real life, common sense, you would think, let me start with your first question, the president. You would think at this time, the president most likely will say, okay, well, the election is not election season yet, but I will take another tour. And who to stop him? And people just complain, oh, no money, you went around, you're running around. So he still can do that. Or the president can make a major policy speak. But it's not in Liberia. What the president is doing, just last week, I believe, spoke something over there in West Point. How many voters in West Point that will put you over the line? Monrovia is not Liberia, but now with CDC. CDC, most of their major projects is Monrovia. Why you can't build sport complex in Zwadrum? Grand people die for you. They're behind you every day. In the mud, in the water, whatever it is, they're behind you. They give you 100% of their support. Well, you can build sport complex in a small bedroom. Nothing. So, but that's not how they feel. For example, as far as Grand Judea is concerned, my perspective, the president believed these people can't go nowhere. They're not going to go through they're not going to give their vote to Ambassador Barkai. They're not going to give their vote to Onmokumi. They will give me that vote. I don't have to do anything. I keep playing this video. He said, I don't have to do anything. Liberian people will re-elect me.
And the reason is the opposition has not been taken seriously, and their behaviors, their attitude also demonstrate that. So the president feels like, it just reminds me of the All Liberian Conference, right? When they went to their conference there, instead of them solidifying their political strength to see who they can get the Goliath out of the room, it became an argument. And what happens at the end of the day, financial violence kicks in. And Taylor made a prediction that these politicians, because they will not agree with one another, they are all greedy, they all wanted, they will be arguing at the end of the day, I will be elected. And that's exactly what happened. And if the opposition by this time, if they were serious, if they have people to fine-tune their message, creating all sort of funny thing and wasting people precious time here. And that's why the president is not moving around. That's why you see Akara's great, that's why you see Sibu, and that's why you're going to see all of these people here, because if they were moving around, if you could see Boyka in the southeastern side, you're going to see Kumi on the other side of it. You see their vice presidential expiring on the other side in those battlegrounds, making or something. They will be able to, they will stress out the government, but they will stress out the ruling party to say there is a competition. But as far as I'm concerned, they just think by you just telling the Liberian people, oh, things are hard. Oh man, they can't be reelected. It's not a strategy. That's not a winning strategy. That's not something you're going to bank on to say, yeah, things happen. People call us here every day and that. And so they're not going to elect George Weah. If they bank on that, we're going to have a commentary. We're going to get an
I've
aftermath
been
commentary.
saying it here for a very long time now, and I will continue to say the opposition, even though I admire them, I don't know them, they don't know me, but I admire them, but I've always give them my advice. If they take it, that's fine. This is what they do. They are not asking Liberian people to vote for them because of what they're bringing on the table. They are asking Liberian people to vote for them because the failure of the current president, his policy has failed Liberian people. They're saying, and I'm just paraphrasing it, the policy of the sitting government has failed you. Therefore, elect me. Okay. So what are you bringing on the table? Now, the other policy failed. What is your policy that's going to succeed? That rescue will eat? That rescue that policy? Marcel can rescue somebody, something. Let me Mr. So hold on, woman. Let me just throw this in there. It's in the news. They in somewhere in Monrovia area there, there's a guy that has a chimpanzee. He get a chimpanzee so much alcohol can you the chimpanzee can get drunk every time run behind people in the community and get a chimpanzee to smoke cigarette and stuff. So that now the man in jail for chimpanzee drinking. Yeah, the same people, the same law, the same court that acquitted people who were charged for $100 million cocaine business. They can't find them, but they can find somebody who had chimpanzee that drinking alcohol. This is it.
This is what we're saying. This is what we're saying. Before when you go to court, the court does not base on circumstantial evidence. Perhaps the government did not produce enough. Okay, the drugs came in, but who brought in those drugs? When you go to court, they're going to argue there are different things involved with the court process. So they have it like a jury, and the jury, if you can't give a convincing point for which these people must be convicted, so be it. We do not know all of the details.
I'm working on it.
When?
Mr. So
the people go on?
You see here? What is it? Liberian Press. I don't just get up and just run with things. I got to do my research and make sure I put everything together. Liberian Press.
Where you do it here or in Liberia?
I said Liberian Press. What you say? Did I say American Press?
So okay, let's change the topic here a little bit. The person that is trying to take the news story now is the ANC potentially this weekend, depending how it's going to play out, how the turnout going to be. So we are hearing massive preparations is in the making. To what extent they're going to be massive? I'm waiting to see his tone, his language. I'm waiting to see the accepting message by Charlene if she's officially nominated. What I will be appealing, what that language going to be, how the Bazolians, because that's the very first thing, and that one of the things that she demanded. They wanted to do it to the place. They said no. I want to show my own political strength. Not that it could be done in Ganta when we were in Ganta the other day. But one of the reasons was that when the Her Unity Party were going on aside, in order to create this havoc within the backyard of Nyombli Kanga in itself, trying to diminish her political activities or political strength as well, let's go there. Introduce me to my people. I want to add value to myself.
Yes, the interesting thing that I am hoping that we will get from these two sisters, Senator Nyombli and Honorable Bronsky. They are sisters, to be honest with you. So I will hope to have some sort of a conciliatory message from one of them, because they cannot afford for ANC to do to Basel what it did to Liberty Party. Now, if this lady is truly selected and to be the running mate and is announced in Basel, and as you can see now, I'm speaking like a real liberal now. My voice is a little bit deeper because this is very serious now. It's affecting me as well. And I will hope.
In which way?
Because I'm a Liberty Party partisan, Mr. So. Liberty Party USA, that is. So whatever happened to Liberty Party is a very big concern to me. Because this is the party. Liberty, if you want to do good, if you want Liberia to be better, come to Liberty Party. You know that. You know this, look. But anyhow, let me just say this. One of them, after the initial program is done, the big sister most likely should come out and just write one line. Thank you, little sister. We're getting somewhere. And you're done. You don't have to make reference to ANC. You don't have to make reference to anybody. Or the little sister can make also during her acceptance speech or whatever. We are not in this, and I'm just paraphrasing now. We are not in this as a fighting ground. My sister is from this town. I'm from the town. And for both of us to be involved, even though on a political, on a different aisle, at the same time, the fact that we're from the same town, we are united in our spirit. I think if one of them if they come out and make that kind of statement, I think it will be very helpful. Other than that, what happened in Liberty Party most likely will happen in Grand Bassa politics, and you don't want that in Bassa politics.
Samson, I feel bad for you.
That's okay. That's okay.
You are so disconnected. It's
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Think like we're in your village and then we're talking people. People are fighting for their career. And you say, oh, little sister, come and think. Well, was Nyombi Kangat, was she gracious in what she did? That horrible remark or statement. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know who even advised her. You are a major actor. You're one of the wings of the Liberty Party, to whatever breakaway or whatever something. And she did not behave like a leader who is willing to unify people. She put herself in a position that she
according to who?
According to me.
According to you, then say so.
Yeah, and yeah, according to me, because it was shown.
Okay,
where she went out there to start calling people who went to her to be VP and this and that, and Kume can be trusted. Come on, that is lack of political tolerance. Are you not
a spokesperson for ANC? Where is Emon George? Emon George is not here. You're going to take the space of Emon George tonight?
Well, I wish they hired me to do that. I would do it perfectly than whoever that is doing it now. But I'm saying, but you saw that and you admitted to it. Now, what she did, it creates a cloud, and that's what I'm waiting to see. How ANC going to be doing it? Or she would have done down there to have gone, because what she did, she didn't even do the ambassador boycott the good that she's supposed to. That people anticipated.
According to me,
it's not a matter, because you're just in denial. You're just in denial. What she's supposed to have done to have kind of smoke a good. Forget about what happened between you and Kume. We know the history that it wasn't going to work. We predicted that, and it came to pass. You were in denial of that. We knew that water, like they say, had been poisoned, and other people were being intoxicated. Other people were already been poisoned. No doctor. All she would have done there to just outline her point why Ambassador Boycott is the choice. And you can say to the extent that you do not even have to call your opponent or whoever you disagree with, but you could see her language, the way she was talking. It just shows like, okay, I'm gonna. It's a payback. Whatever ability did to me.
I hate to bust your bubble, but Liberian politics is not American politics. We cannot equip those two. So the fact that you're in Rhode Island, those that consider your northern liberals that people cannot count on when we really need you, the northern liberal, we can't count on them. So you over there, you can say whatever you said. Those are your points. But then when you're making those points, say according to me. But then that way, my sister, her way of talking, it doesn't mean that she have to follow what you want. This is not Liberia, even though we're poor, but we're not Soviet Union. Liberia honor president. We have a freedom of expression, freedom of association. You cannot fault me because of my association. You can't come back and try to hunt me because of my association or because of what I express. If you feel my expression is hurting you, take me to court. Liberia even though we're poor, but we're not banana republic.
When you take your court, will you respect the decision of the court?
And I was in Supreme Court the last time I won. You know the story. I won in the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. The Chief Justice himself decided my case.
So the court system now is fair.
In my favor, yes, it's fair.
Oh, when it's not in your favor, then it's not fair.
That's not why I say. You see, this is why you're like, you're quick to get trapped because I use that one word and I'll go taking the opposite of it. You see, yeah.
You said because it's in my favor. You said because it's in favor. So then the flip side would be
that doesn't mean I'm not going to the negative side. Why are you bringing out the negative side? I didn't say that. I said because I say it's in my favor.
I'm an open-minded person, so I'll let
here we go.
So, what are you looking for? What are you watching out that could be a potential game changer if it is to happen for the ANC?
Kumi, first of all, when they get to Bassa, to do something like you're always saying, if you want different results, you got to do things different. You can't do the same over and expect different results. That's why you always say, you go to Grand Bassa County. And this is a free advice. ANC, free. Peter, George, you ain't got to pay me fasting. Free, because you're my friend. You get to Grand Bassa County, according to the liberal, the political guru. You get to Grand Bassa County. Before you even name her, you start going down to from the 19-something politician, people who had help Grand Bassa to be to where it is today. You start naming those old politicians, dead one as well. And then you thank them for their contribution to the continued growth of Grand Bassa County. The superintendent, the representatives, all of those people in the past, you bring them up one by one. And you tell them thank you. Because most of these people that you're naming, they still have relatives. And if Kumi was to come and name these people, their relatives will feel proud. And when you finish naming all those people and thanking them for their contribution to Grand Bassa County, then you conclude by saying, because of your contribution to this county, you were able to produce this young lady who I'm taking tonight. I'm taking her not because of her. I'm taking her because of the sacrifice that many of you put in to make sure she is where she is today. And I want to thank you very much. And then you pick up. Now, those people that you are named, that you are connecting now to this process, their relative will feel proud and they'll say, oh, wow, my father was mentioned. Mr. So, politics is my daily bread.
Yeah, politics
is what I do. Mr. So, you got to praise me a little bit. I am a political guru. Says so. It won't hurt you. The liberals know that politics business, my people. Yeah. But anyway, let me. What's this saying now? What's this saying now? You coming to come put water?
We're waiting for a man to name a vice president. They said he negotiating for chief justice now. So not chief justice, minister of justice. Chairman negotiating to be minister of justice.
He trying to guess his head out of his after the conversation with Joe. Says he was too wrong here.
They're trying to settle.
Seriously,
no, but why you say right? I think it's gonna be like a vice versa on the flip side. I'm trying to process, imagine how would Cummings set the stage, reason of him making a pick to Charlene. And then Charlene in return would make the argument why she decided to go with her. And so what you said was good. And I'm quite sure he will try to go into the deep history of Bassa involvement. I don't think it would be a good strategy for he coming to even mention Nyomli Kangani. Nyomli Kangani can be called in isolation by saying certain things, and one could make an educated guess that is being directed at her. But politically, it's not it's not a political. Politically, it's not
No,
wise to call your opponent, and that's what I'm saying. That's why she wrongly did.
I agree. At
That's
this
not me
point,
responding. That was a careless responding. She responded, so it was irresponsible. It was ill-advised.
you see, now
If
you
you
want
want
to
to
agree
respond,
on
if
something,
you are
then you're gonna
being
put something by in it that
no, I'm telling you, I don't peg anything. If she wanted to respond the way she responded, then probably it can be a press conference, not a ceremonial where you are making people to endorse.
This
And
is
then
where
you
you
go
must help our company. Senator, the honorable mother
because
of
the way I
the
do, you're
please.
always back your own alligator.
That's okay. The mother of the rescue mission, her statements stand by themselves. We're not going to apologize for it. We're not going to sit down and try to explain.
It's not a surprise. Liberian politicians they never take responsibility of their wrongdoing.
I'm not too sure whether you're representing ANC here tonight. I'm not too sure whether you're representing ANC interests here tonight, because if your way of talking now, it seems like you're very soft on ANC here tonight, and I'm not too sure what would be the reason. But anyway, you're entitled to it. You're entitled to it. But this is what I'm going to say: if ANC go into Bassa, you don't necessarily have to call. If he does what I'm saying here, that will also include Senator Nyambli Kanka Lawrence, without calling her. All of the politicians, past and present, of Grand Bassa County, I want to thank you for your contribution to this county. Because of your hard work, we are able, as a strong political party, as the only party in this political arena that will be able to make sure Liberia is served properly. ANC is not here to joke. We have the experience, we have the mental capacity, and because of that, based on our experience and the fact that you, the people in Grand Bassa County and the politicians in Grand Bassa County have done such a wonderful job, you attracted our attention by coming here to ask you and ask you fairly that we're going to take your daughter to be part of this process to bring Liberia to the forefront. You make that kind of statement, Bassa people they're going to go crazy on you. But you go in there and we select, the thing there that not anything. What Nyambli then said the other day, they don't mean it. You can't bring that taba talk there, then you're done.
I don't think they will even want to. I don't think they're going to mention her name physically by pronouncing it.
Don't put it past these people. They're Liberian politicians. I told you already that Liberian politics and common sense don't mix. Even in as much as Comey is so smart and intelligent and good leader.
And this is where George Weah gave them edge, because he's doing and they are doing not just compatible. There are things that Weah can easily do and get away with it. But Comey or Boyka tries to do it, it bursts into flames, and sometimes it backfires. Does he need to go beyond in doing other things to get the attractions of the Bassa region? Well, because remember, in as much his quotation, you can't do the same thing. Well, I mean, he's been flipping on this too, because some of his action, people embedded in his campaign, is sort of remixed. So there's an apprehension, and I think this is a perfect storm now for people to see the other side of him by establishing his true identity politically, so that people will say, okay, we need to have a second thought. I thought he was this person. I thought he was this person. But see what he did today, how he unveiled himself, right? So it's a loose and wane thing, the way he's going to present himself, how you going to throw this lady out there, because remember, she was running for a local seat there, which could probably put her to the finishing line. So nothing is guaranteed in politics, but everybody wants to excel, and life is about gambling. So she have to say it. Other people, oh, why you want to do this? You're taking away. Nobody know. We are here. We live. It's a risk. You never know. We just know what is happening now.
I think this young lady, she's very smart. She also follow international politics, the trend of international politics. She saw what happened to New Jersey Governor Christie here, when the Republican Party was pretty much begging him. Were willing, all of the billionaires of the Republican Party were willing to put their billions to support him at the time, and he turned them down. He said, "I'm not ready, because if I'm not ready, I get into this thing. They will not turn out good." When he got ready, the Republican Party, money people, they said, "We're not ready," and that's what Chris here today. He can't be president.
What do we anticipate? We expect after this Saturday here? What would they go sit down?
After this Saturday,
what should they be doing?
After this Saturday, most likely, and I'm just speculating at this point, they will take a tour. And this is the different, like I said, I don't know the people, I just admire them, and I'm very,
what
very
are you laughing for?
Because I'm getting ready to be truthful again tonight. Samson to like bro popular folks. This is what I do, and I do it well. Well, this is what's gonna happen. Unlike the rescue 1, rescue 2, you don't see any kind of rescue car, you don't see any kind of rescue boat, you don't see any kind of rescue plane together, flying here or driving here or even walking. They can't even walk together. They can't even walk together.
So who forced them into this marriage if they can't walk together?
Mr. So let me make my point. I'm not on trial. Let me make my point. Because I know exactly what you're trying to do. But anyway, unlike the rescue 1, rescue 2, this team, Cummings and the vice president, they will be traveling together. And this is what Cummings will say. And we here together, hey, I see y'all.
So who do you think you will be talking to like that indirectly?
Mr. So this is a public radio where we come out and be truthful.
We are talking about public figure. We are talking about public figures. So why are you trying to hide
I'm not going to call other people name here. That's not my job. I'm just saying I'm just speculating what Cummings and the vice. You go.
You will make reference. You will make reference to Ambassador Boyka and that.
So why you want to put war in my mouth when I say so? That's why I say just let me finish my So Cummings will say, "And you see us here? We're here. We're here to tell you what we're able to do together." She not coming by herself for me to come go stay down in Montreal and sit down and say that we're here together. Then they go from place to place with that statement. Even though I'm making fun of it, but that's a contrast between ANC and the rescue 1, rescue 2. The rescue 1, rescue 2, and mother rescue, when they had their chance the last time, what did they say? We'll tell rescue 1 to sit down. And mother of rescue and rescue 2 will be going from place to place. That you're the one they call stand-up bearer now. That would be the contrast. Cummings don't have to say that. ANC party don't have. They have their action. Their action. And if Unity Party is not careful with that, and Liberian people get hold of that kinds of stuff, and ANC get hold of it, and CDC get hold of it, they will run with it. And it's going to be some sort of Achilles heels for the Unity Party, I suspect.
So we're seeing her of lately. They've been throwing her out there. Part of that is to get used to the media war, testing the few, see what's going to be a sort of backlash. A few came. We saw your guy, your friend Belete, right? Musa Belete, your party chairman. And came back in her defense that whoever gonna go attack on her, they're gonna be firing, they're gonna be washing aggressively. How can she present herself? I believe it's in her own town, own county, Grand Bassa County. She got to speak the tone, the game of Bazodians, and of course that has a strong root connection to her dad, who is one of the founding members or father of the Liberty Party. Do you think that conversation will be inserted into that forum in order to, this is something Bronski, how many times he contested Liberal? He's been in this thing for a little while. Twice?
Since 2005, he's always been there.
Okay, well, he left the Senate and so that has been his ultimate goal, to be the president of the Republic of Liberia. That didn't work out. Do you think empathy is going to keep into
most likely, Mr. So? Let me go back into our own community here, GDA community here in the diaspora. How do they usually elect their president? Oh, the president been running behind 18 years for a long time, 3 years now. You may all give it to the president, man. It's over. Sympathies and election, like, bro, that can mix. They put them together. Now, Mr. So, let me just say something here about this young lady. You know, back in the days when soccer, football were tabella, and Samson told them we're playing tabella, then we had a guy they called Waka Heron. He used to play for Barrow. He was not a huge guy. He was not a posing figure, but he could dribble. You rushing, he get you okra. You rushing, he take you to the stadium wing and he embarrass you. And if you're not careful, you will fall. But the thing is with Waka Heron at that time, because of his skill, he was not afraid. And so this young lady, she's very smart, intelligent. And if the press try to rush her, she will get in our way because she's very smart. And in as much as smart as she is, she can also handle the press. She doesn't need to be trained. What we all learn from one thing to another. Nobody is truly expert in anything. Everyone's still learning. So, but she can handle herself. And so when this thing happened in Bassa, folks, that I mean, who put in the bag? I want power. I use my power. Okay, if this thing happened in Bassa this coming weekend, she will be fine. She will be fine, and I think she's gonna do well. Now, interestingly, if for some reason, and she comes out and try to be inclusive in her pronouncement, I think then this young lady will truly take this ANC to the next level. ANC failure depends on Bassa, to be honest with you. If ANC gets in Bassa and pull it off and do exactly what it's supposed to do. Let me bring in Sese here. And do exactly what it's supposed to do. Then I think their success, I'm not going to say guarantee, but then they will do well. So, on Liberian Public Radio, says it.
Hey, I was out mowing my lawn and I was listening to you and Mr. So Tabata, so I had to park my lawnmower.
Yeah, Mr. So, can you put your camera down a little bit, yeah, so that we'll see? Okay, yeah, much better. And so, if she comes in, if ANC go to Bassa and they do this thing and do it well, I think it will go a long way in their quest to succeed. But if they get to Bassa and start playing politics and everything else, start doing things that they're not supposed to do, it's going to hurt them. Say, we're just, I know you've been fathering, so I'm running the show here, by the way. I'm running the show, and the power is in me. And so I just warning anybody that coming in, if I don't like your Tabata, I park in the bike. So
you threatening, Sese?
Huh?
You threatening?
No, that's not a threat.
Like JMB and
yeah, here we go. I walk right into that one. Never mind, let's move on. Let's move on. So, you've been listening. What do you think we're saying here that perhaps you want to contribute? Go ahead.
So I have a few things to disabuse you of. Number one, I've told Mr. So this over and over. Stop grouping everybody who is opposed to President George Weah in one bucket of deplorable. Just because Joseph Nyaman Boakai and the Unity Party are not out there talking, or that Alexander Cummings and the new CPP are not out there talking, that means the entire opposition political parties are not out there talking. Tewonse Gonglo has been everywhere, talking everywhere. As a matter of fact, I was just on the phone in another Zoom meeting with the group right now. He's in the U.S. and he can't wait to get back. And even while he's here, we still have teams on the ground that are everywhere talking to people. So to say the opposition is not out there making the case is to assume that opposition only refers to Joseph Numa Boakai and Zara Benedict Cummings, and that is not an accurate depiction of who the oppositions are. Number two, with the issue of the voting stuff and the census, while Councillor Gonglo was going to the Liberian Senate along with the LPP to present to them the issues with the census, we were still registering people. We understood that we still had to register our people for them to participate in the electoral process while trying to fix the issues that have to do with the census. We were one political party that never came out and told our people not to participate or that elections would be rigged. I've been one person on this platform, and everywhere LPP people have been, we've always said that we want to make sure that we withhold electoral integrity. To start saying that the electoral process will be rigged creates a problem for the next election or whoever gets elected next, because then you delegitimize that person and you make the state ungovernable. And that is not right. That is not patriotic. We've never done that. So I hope in the future, as we continue to talk about opposition political parties, that we can try to kind of distinguish between how many people are in opposition to the current government. It doesn't necessarily mean we agree in principle and everything. I don't agree with the arrest stuff that Joseph Numa Boakai and the Unity Party have. I don't agree with Zana Benedict Cummings and his fixing stuff. You know, you got to fix it without a toolbox. That's a whole different thing, right? So I do not agree with those. But I can swallow those pills. Those are controllable, and I vehemently disagree with the proper agenda, whatever way they want to explain it. Whoever get off on Nightmare tomorrow have their own different interpretation of what the proper agenda is. Now, on the issue of Yombli Kanga, I have to come out here and defend her. She said what she said, and I think it was very appropriate. You got to put things in context. After Alexander Benedict Cummings, I was on this show, and my own brother, Jonathan, argued with me on this show when I said what Benedict Cummings did was when he went to the LP headquarters to host his event. At that time, when the issue was going on in Liberty Party, I said it was not right. I said just because something is your right to do it, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right thing to do.
Take some water. Take some water.
No, I'm good. He started in my throat. Today, they went back after that same lady that the ANC had castigated. And when the lady was not picked, in fact, before the lady was, when the lady was in a
there we go.
I think my allergies are trying to get back.
Yeah.
You may bring a cow tail.
Drink some water. Drink some water. The cocktail say drink some water.
You know, we were living in Lebron in Lofakante. We were clearing bushes, and we didn't have allergies to pollen.
No.
Now I'm here in America. I can't even mow my own lawn. But when this lady name was being mentioned, that she was in the race, there were vicious attacks out there from deep insiders of the ANC, throwing jabs at this lady. When she didn't get accepted, the ANC machinery went after her, throwing jabs before they started to quote her. So Yombli Kanga was right to throw that bomb at them. She threw it right back at them because she tried to say, let them know that today you say I'm not a good person, but you were after me. You went to my house to have dinner in my absence, yet I'm not a good person. So I think it was appropriate. And here's the second thing. She's not a vice presidential running mate. She's not a presidential running mate. She is somebody who now is a surrogate. So if she can have the fight with the ANC, if she can be the target and have the fight with the CPP, that's a strategy that works. You, Mr. Shaw, were just here talking about the brilliance of Jua Howard Taylor. She is now the person out there doing the attacking. But Jua Howard Taylor is a vice presidential candidate. Yombli is not. So I think if this works, where Yombli becomes the person that lights the match every time, and the ANC goes after her, or the CDC goes after her, it's a very good strategy. I don't support Joseph Numa Boakai in the Unity Party, but I think that's a brilliant strategy. And when you look at what the ANC has always done continuously, and as other communists continue to say, we don't do things the same way and expect the same result, it's exactly what they're doing. They went after Kun. When they didn't get Kun, instead of attacking Jeremiah Kun, they now go to look at the shadow. Instead of looking at the person you got, that you want to attack. You don't want to attack the person. You're going at the shadow. You're going for Prince Johnson. Well, was Prince Johnson not in the back of Jeremiah Kun when you went after him? As a matter of fact, the date that Jeremiah Kun listed, at that time, he was not even political leader of the MDR. Prince Johnson was still political leader of the MDR when the ANC went after Jeremiah Kun. So at that time, Prince Johnson was even having regular physical and legal power. When you went after Jeremiah Kun, you didn't see him at that time. But now that he's not political leader, now that there's a time you can see a ghost behind Jeremiah Kun. So Jeremiah Kun was also right to come back and let them match at the ANC. The ANC always can put gas on and say and give matches to people. And the people can always let them on fire. And
they're very good at that.
That is the problem. You have, and here's the issue now coming to Charlene Bronsky. People think she's smart. Yeah, she's smart. She might be smart in the courtroom. But where has she been tested? What are the problems people list usually against ABC? They usually say that he's a stranger and he has not participated in government. So your two problems you have. You are a stranger and you have not participated in government. You go and pick a running mate.
See, yeah. Oh my
goodness.
I let my people have my beard and make them here.
Yeah, because you're saying things that is not in his interest right now.
I know.
You look at the beard.
But that's why I like. That's why I like our folks here on the platform. It's all good.
This guy is what?
I'm Haji. Yeah, this is Haji Sisi Goya. But the issue that the ANC and the CPP are not seeing is they're still blinded by taking the shot back at Yombly. Now remember, they're not running against Yombly. Yombly is not on the ticket for re-election. It is Jeremiah Kun and Joseph Boakai. The reason they're running to go to Grand Bassa is to have a fight with Yombly. So you see how Yombly now has taken the whole focus of the CPP away from Joseph Boakai to her, which is a strategy, and the ANC is falling into that. So you pick this lady, Charlene Bronsky. You say, Cummins, you're a stranger. You pick Charlene Bronsky and say, boy, you know, in Grand Bassa County. They say, she against me, Bassa. And let me say it. So they're saying now that she's a stranger in Grand Bassa. They say you have not worked in government. You pick Charlene that has never worked in government. So you got two people. You have this person who will be your vice president that is supposed to cajole and deal with people in the Senate and in the House to try to get your bills and issues passed. That has never been in that house before. Has never worked there. You have never worked there. So who are you going to be depending on to console you as president? The person who don't know as much as you don't know? And then you pick somebody who works in corporate America. You Benedict Cummings, that work in corporate America. You've been a corporate employee for the longest part of your life. You pick a corporate lawyer to be your running mate. That corporation you're going to run?
This last comment of yours is pretty much coming from Gonglo Camp, so we will take it as much as that.
But am I lying though? Report me. Has Charlene worked in government? Is she not a corporate lawyer?
Yeah, they are. Let me push back a little bit on that. They are Liberians, by the way.
I did not say they weren't. I've never said that.
Let me finish. They are Liberian, by the way. So whatever strategy or whatever career they have, they're coming to this position with an experience. So when you brought Ellie into Liberia when she was considered to be Harvard-trained economic, okay, it's the same thing here.
No,
These
it's
people,
not.
Hold on. They're coming in with a different discipline, and most likely they will apply those. In fact, being a lawyer in Liberia is one of the good things for as a politician in Liberia. So where they're coming in, they will understand I'm not speaking for ANC. I'm just giving my own common sense to it. They're coming in with those kinds of background. They will be able to apply those, whatever the experience they had from other entity like corporate America, whatever. They get over there, they will try to apply what is it that's going to benefit from their corporate experience. They will try to see what the beneficial part of it that will be applied in Liberia for Liberians to be benefited on that.
So, Mr. So, you didn't push back. One second, Mr. So, you didn't push back. I did not say that being a lawyer is a bad thing. Neither did I say they were not Liberians. I said the things that people hold against have been holding against Cummings is that he's a stranger and he's never worked in government. And so you would think that you would pick a vice presidential running mate that will fill that void. But you pick somebody also who has not worked in government. That's the point I'm making.
But I'm saying that should not negate
So,
the fact that
I'm not saying in the case. I'm telling you that this is what people have been holding against Cummings.
Well,
and I'm pushing back
okay,
on that.
okay,
The fact that
so then-
they might be considered stranger or whatever, which is not a true statement.
So
Again, I say that is a fact or not. I said this is what people have always said. So you pick a vice
So
president
what I want to say to
fill that
Sissy.
gap.
Yeah, what I want to say to Sissy. He's one of those on this network, and like the guy said, he's not. He said after he said hijack. That's when I was just laughing. But yeah, it's a thing. It's an arguable point.
What happened with your mic, Mr. Soul? Your mic, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
Something to don't.
Yeah, we hear you now. We're not hearing you first.
Okay, all right. God, it man try. I think he was from on the line with something to you. No, your point is a very arguable point. It's like with the CDC, not CDC, the ANC folks now to fine tune it, and part of that, hey, this guy, he's at this time we need an administrator. It's good, but we're going to have people, and they're going to be making some decisive decision. Is he fate to make those decisions? Can he take those tough decisions? That's another thing. And I think that's what they're supposed to be arguing. Politicians have been there who have held public offices for years. And some of them, they yet to conform or to lift up to that task to show that, yes, these people are they are well public servants. So it's like with the ANC media team or as to how they're going to do it, they can change the narrative if they have that tolerance to do it. And of course, they do not really need to go after Nyomli Kanga Lawrence. Nyomli is not part of this picture here, but Nyomli is a great.
Watch Saturday. They will.
That's what I told Mr. So earlier.
If they did that,
like politics and common sense, they don't mix. So, gentlemen, let me put a number up so people can call those who want to call.
So, Sissy, if they try to do that, because then it would be like a boogie trust set by Nyomli Kanga to see, because they are coming in her time. First of all, she's not on the ballot. Her job is secure for the next 9 years as senator of Grand Bassa County. She needs not to. She will go to Joseph Boyka. Joseph Boyka wins it or not. Her job is secure. She still have a job to do. But she did that as another way to get under the scheme. But I'm just saying for political purposes, because what they are telling us now too, the United Party, they say, well, she's a rescue mother, correct? Is that a title to give her?
Yeah,
okay. Being a rescue mother, or perhaps being woman. Are you getting a call?
Yeah. But go ahead. Caller, hold on. Let Mr. Soul land.
No, let a person. All right,
caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? This is Samson Tola, LeBron Public Radio, by the way, running the show here tonight. So please, what's on your mind? What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah.
Caller, are you there?
She's not even connected. The people not connected.
Caller, are you there? Okay, hold on. Caller, are you there? Hold on. Okay, call back. Let me connect it again. Call back. Thank you.
That's what happened if you profess to do something that's not for you. I ask you to say now, running the show here tonight. I don't know what you want to show. But here is the thing here. I hope certainly that they shouldn't go that route, because I think there is an uncertainty now as to where to go. So somebody needs to play that political softball so that they will get them over. And more or less, Alexander Cummings, the CPP, the ANC/Liberty Party, they have a greater portion to do that so that people will see the other side of them. But if they don't do that, they'll just blow it off the window.
Go ahead. Caller, are you there?
I'm here, Mr. Two. Are you getting me?
Yes, we do now. Go ahead. Where you calling from? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Minnesota. This is Elvis.
Yeah, I know. But Elvis, somehow there's some kind of grinding going on from your end here. But go ahead, make your point.
Hear me?
Yeah, much better.
You hear me well?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say I agree with Mr. Goya. And hello to you and Mr. So and also Mr. Goya. I agree with him. I think, this is just looking at it, analyzing it. It's just a matter of, who can say the tiblet, the leftover. And this is nothing, no slight against Charlene
I have not heard this Tiblet name for a very long time.
There's nothing against her. She's a fine woman. She's well learned. She's eloquent. I mean, it's not that it's relevant, but she's beautiful. So she's appealing. In many aspect in terms of what she brings to the ticket. But in terms of her experience, she herself realized that if she wants to get into politics, she has to start from the bottom, and that's why she's running for representative. She's not even as ambitious to run for senator because she knows she has to learn on the job. Being a lawyer is good. Most of the best politicians in the world are lawyers. So I think she would do a great job arguing her points and and arguing her policy, stance. But yeah, where Cummings is lacking, and I think he realized it. Charlotte Bronstein was not his second or third choice. She was probably his fourth or fifth choice. But all the other people see the writing on the wall and they don't think this time is going to be his time. So for me, I think it's going to take a lot of soul searching for Cummings. I think he needs to align with perhaps a bigger political party, get absorbed into it, just to gain, the man is good at merger. Like one of the good things we're good at Coca-Cola, merging other companies or buying out other companies, and adding more value to the brand. That's why he got all of those promotions. But he has some big acquisitions during his time there. That's what gave him most of those promotions. So I think maybe he can.
Are you there?
His best bet. He's well qualified in terms of managerial skills and just being a hands-on kind of leader. But his popularity is lacking. And I don't think Charlene Bronstein is going to bring a lot in terms of constituency from Grand Bassa County. The professional class, Cummings already had that. People already like him because of his experience in the United States, something that most of us will aspire to. So he already has that class. I don't think he's going to bring the market women or the downtrodden young ladies in the country. I don't think so. So it's a bad pick in terms of adding value to the ticket. But she's well experienced in terms of being a professional. But I think she should have gone for the representative slot. She has name recognition. Get into the representative, get into the House, maybe into the Senate, and she can become the next quote unquote young Bikanga Lawrence, who people will be seeking for vice presidential picks in the future.
Thank
I
you.
don't think she should, she should not run for representative now because I think she will miss her boat.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking my call and good point, Mr. Goya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cho.
Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
That's a CDC song by Elvis.
This is David I'm calling from North Carolina.
All right, Dave. Go ahead. Make a point.
Yeah, that's a quick point. On reference Charlene, I think, like a previous caller said, she's a young lady, educated and all of that. But I got two issues that might give the ANC a problem. He has a Liberal Party that is divided, and that's a father party. Then she's going on the other faction of the party headed by Ability as vice president. Instead of maybe fighting hard to make sure her father's legacy, which the Liberal Party is unified. So that becomes a problem. So I don't know how it's going to work for her or during the entire process. And secondly, looking at the Liberian politics and elections in the country, I don't think the ANC has any power with the presidency along with Cummings. Because I don't see the county that they can win uprightly, and maybe that will give them the opportunity on the power to the president. So they got two major issues, and I think we'll see what happens. But those are the issues I think they're going to have. Charlene, you're going to unfaction vice president of the Liberal Party. Then you have Yumtin on this other side. Then you got a political party that can win uprightly in the country. So I think it's a little bit of a problem. But
I don't think that thing going well with the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me bring in IE number 9. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'd say IE number 9, and I'm gonna call here for me to take a call. IE number 9, go ahead.
How you guys doing?
Oh, fine. Thank you.
You guys doing great tonight? Yeah.
What did you say? Great? I do like.
Aaron, what were you saying? Are you there?
No, I say I just got to contribute because I'm at work.
All right.
I'm loving the opposition conversation. You know, and every time I listen to y'all talking and stuff like that, you know, I enjoyed it. I want to make two points here. The first one would be to the guy who just left the phone, the other caller who just left the phone, who was saying, "What's the pathway to the ANC winning the presidency?" Why is he worrying about the ANC pathway to win the presidency? What pathway does Joseph Nyeman Boakai got to win the presidency as well? You know, I mean, the United Party people, I can't understand that. The United Party people, I can't understand that. I don't know why they're fighting ANC. They should be fighting George Weah because that George Weah beating them. There was a poll that came out today in Liberia, and the president staying in the lead. And JMB.
Who conducted the poll? Who conducted the poll?
Okay.
Who conducted the poll? You please ask that Mayfield.
He can hear you.
Who conducted the poll?
Well, it was mentioned on the closing.
No, my man, I beg you, don't do that. Tell who conducted the poll so we can start it. We can check the statistics on it.
I don't know who conducted the poll. It was mentioned on the closing argument by Tomalin George.
Tomalin George, then working open argument, the closing that they want to talk about poll.
No, you guys there. Okay, so.
Why you say? Why did they open again, bro?
They can't open argument, but they're closing it.
So okay, so let me make my second point. My second point is going to Sensei. My second point is going to you, right? You were saying earlier that, you know, ANC people disgrace Yomli Kanga, yada 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 yada. What kind of disgrace the ANC people disgrace Yomli Kanga? ANC people never disgrace Yomli Kanga. Yomli Kanga disgrace herself. She needs to stay in her political party and start running behind people.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
ANC never disgrace her. Now she afraid that, you know, now she afraid that ANC going to be trying to choose Charlene. She's running all over the place. But it will be a serious piece of cake in our bazaar. Okay. But thank you guys again. I'm listening.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna go where, because
I got more caller coming in. Let me go ahead.
Yeah, just pick out the calls before we wrap up.
Samson told Liberian Public, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, James Davis.
Okay, hold on, James. Let me merge this call right away, and I'll come back to you. Please don't because when I'm merging, you might not be able to be audible. All right, go ahead, James. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're talking about even in America, they be happy, you know, in the history of most of the presidency, you don't just come from the plan side to become president. You gotta either become representative, governor, or something. That's what I know about, because you gotta go into government and
my man Trump was not senator, you're not governor, not representative.
That in the ANC, the Liberty Party, Charlie Bronson was not able to kill that confusion. So it means that she still carry out confusion within the other parts of people that are loyal to Yombi Kanga. You got other people that are loyal to her father, not to her. What they're doing now is they say, "Oh, we're going to crowd Grand Bazaar and they distribute our money to people for people to be on that." You're watching, you see a lot of bosses going from Moreover to go there to say they play for back. Now what they're going to do? So you cannot just come from the blind side and say you won't be president. It's very difficult. Even George Weah talking about today, with all I hear experience getting sent in the Senate, you see you can't make it. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, this is Liberian Public Radio, Samson Toe, who is running the show tonight. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yes, my name is Amos. Mr. Toe, I didn't know you were a reverend as well. So, man, we could as well include or add Reverend Toe to your name, you know. So
The what now? Oh, Reverend? You say what?
Reverend Toe. Don't let Mr. Toe call you just a Santa Toe laborer. No. Laborer Reverend Toe. No, but you know.
Thank you.
Mr. Toe, you are the best. Trust me. I just like you. But here is my contribution, okay? Liberians, the problem that we have. Can you imagine? I think a couple of your callers, like many others, have acknowledged that Cummins got his issues. Trust me, but a lot of the people acknowledge that Cummins has this. He has corporate experience. He's good. He can do this, but it's just not his time. So can you imagine, educated people saying that, we'll vote for people because of time? No, I'm telling you, I don't know our education. Well, I think education should be qualified. It's not because you want to school, you graduate, you got a master's degree. No, education is far different from being street smart. Can you imagine somebody? He has all the qualifications, but you know what? It's not yet his time. Let him wait. Let him start. Can you imagine that, Mr. So, let me ask you this. You're a smart guy. Trust me, I follow you every time you're on. Let me ask you this. You're an engineer. Can you imagine when you went for your first job interview when you graduated from college, pull up and say, you know what? Yeah, it's not his time yet. Yeah, he knows his job. Pepe is a smart guy, but it's not his time. What sense would that make to you? So, Liberia, you know what? We are where we are because of who we are. So remember that phrase. We are where we are because of who we are. That's it. Stupid people. We are all stupid, including me. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. So I think let's go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead. Let me take this number down. But I think the last caller, let me just address that, and I'll be ridiculous here as well. And that is when you get out of college, you go for interview, they ask you, have you worked in this? You said no. Okay, we're looking for such. In fact, in their
are they looking for entry level employees at that point?
Some places they specify entry levels. Other places they tell you got to have one or two. So Liberians are saying their presidency, we're putting year experience on it. But Mr. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Since go ahead and make a closing, I've been doing that. So wrap it up that his show. I hijack it tonight, that's for sure. But go ahead.
So in my closing, I share in our chat group. While these people are ready to run to Grand Bassa County today, Yombli Kanga Lawrence was in Zondo in District Number 5, Grand Bassa County, endorsing a representative candidate.
Say, please, they call first. Let me take this. I beg you guys. Caller, please. You're the last caller. You called earlier, but I wasn't able to merge you. Go ahead and make your point quickly because we're closing. Go ahead, make your point. What's your name and where you're calling from anyway?
Good evening, Mr. To. This is Clarence David calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, thank you, Mr. David. Go ahead and make your point.
Okay, my observation of challenge issues. Challenge this year, when she was running for the, when she declared for the representative of the German district, there was a pastor. Charlie said the pastor went in her yard and misbehaved, and she told her pastor to cook. She with the people there. The second thing I did, when the ANC selector, when they were talking to Jeremiah Kuhn refused, they said, the key on the radio, they said, Jeremiah Kuhn, they tried me as a bomb. And the similar thing, they tried similar thing on Yomi Kanga. So, selecting Charlie is not bad. But Grand Bassa is a political ground. It's not for a identical political party to say that ANC, Liberty Party, or Unity Party, or CDC will win our country. So everybody got to look at it keenly, and ANC got to play their game wisely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Sese, go ahead. That's the last caller, folks. Go ahead, Sese.
So, as I was saying, the people trying to make the election, and they're trying to make Grand Bassa about Yombli. Yombli was in District Number 5 endorsing a representative candidate today. She brought out people. So why are you taking your national campaign and trying to fight with a surrogate who's not even on the ballot. Doesn't make sense. And look, let me do this for people who are always afraid to do it. Let me disabuse people of this whole thing that, you know, what's the thing, as Anna Benedict means, is somewhat of a an expert extraordinaire of corporate America. I said this last night, but I'm going to take my time to say it today. When Coca-Cola bought Dasani Water, there was merger and acquisition. They went to Dasani, they merged Dasani. Dasani had presidents, vice president, chief operating officers, and everything. They had employees. Got to bring those employees. They had labor union. They had contracts. You got to take those contracts. You got to make sure, now Coca-Cola had Coca-Cola, they also got contracts. You got to make sure those two contracts kind of merge. Now you're taking people who were presidents and you're either going to get rid of them or you're going to bring them down lower. You got to understand that there will be some frictions. You got to anticipate that in corporate America, and you got to be able to deal with that. They went ahead and they bought Minute Maid. Same situation. This vice president, former vice president of Coca-Cola, who is so good in corporate America, goes together and puts together a merger and acquisition with other political parties. He calls Benina Ure Party. Even though you know in the back of his mind, this man is a former gun runner, he's a rebel leader, according to him later on. He calls Joseph Yuma Bwaka. Even though this man is an element of the status quo and he is corrupt, he has nothing to do, he surrounds himself with incompetence. You bring him up. You bring Yombli Kanga, even though you know that they have the FIFA ban, and I'm hoping when they have that, by the way, this is an aside, I hope when they have the event in Grand Bassa, they have it on the sports stadium and have more free time ball. Maybe Benito will not be allowed to watch it because FIFA ban him. So even they play free time ball, they begin to get free time ball, start playing. Benito will have to leave because it's against the FIFA ban. So you know, you brought all these people together and you didn't anticipate. You knew what the issues were in the ALP. You knew what the issues were in the UP. You knew what the issues were in the LP. You brought these people together as a merger to form a conglomerate, and you named it a CPP. And the Liberian people, as your stockholders, bought shares. The stock value went up in the CPP. You won elections. You brought the likes of Darius DeLong 2 times to the Liberian Senate. Only to sit down and let that disintegrate. And as in always in corporate America, when that happens, and you got to sell off or you got to disengage, each of the companies that came together lose stock. Their values go down. That happened to the LP. That happened to the ANC. That happened to the Unity Party that couldn't win election in Lofa County. So now the people want to sell us here and let us believe that this man who led Coca-Cola, who is supposed to be so great at corporate America, could not put together a merger and acquisition to foresee the issues and the rifts that will come from internal rift of bringing different political groups together. And we want somebody and say, yeah, the man's the best that's ever happened. Just spare me that. And then you take a Charlene Bromsky and you try to pit her against a senator who has won twice. Senate, 2 times. Against the sitting government of George Weah. And you want to say, oh, yeah, who own the real Grand Bassa? I still do believe that the ANC can do good. The problem the ANC has is the people who try to carry out the messages and the people who are in the inner circle. They don't know how to go after people and when to just let sleeping dog lie. That was the reason Jeremiah Kun burned them. That was the reason Yombli Kanga burned them. And guarantee you on Saturday, they will not hold themselves back for not calling Yombli Kanga name. Now you have a chairman of a collaboration of political parties who takes every day to kind of internet and talk tabata. I'm talking about the man who said ni Masa Musa. You know, this is strange. But I'll tell Liberian people this. If you're looking at Omen Joseph Boakai and the people he's surrounding himself with, and you are uncomfortable, you know that this will be the same kind of condition with the current thing we're dealing with His Excellency Dr. Jawia, and you are not comfortable with Alexander Cummings being a corporate man, not understanding governance, and picking a corporate lawyer who doesn't know governance to be his vice president running mate, and you're afraid that the country will not be run the right way because people do not understand what they're getting into. I say it's a good thing that God still loves Liberia. There's one person still in the race. Councilor Tiawan Gonglo. He has served in government. He has served outside of government. He understands the private sector. He understands what it means to be in government. The track record is there to show that he has the ability, the fortitude, the mental acuity to carry out what the Liberian people need. So all is not lost. We don't have to run for people who got money. We don't have to run for people who feel entitled that this thing somehow belongs to them. We look at people who have delivered and who will be able to deliver. And if that is what you're looking for, that you will have somebody who will make decisions for you and your children and your children's children and will base that upon the Constitution, you got but one person in the race, and that's Councilor Tiawan Gonglo.
Thank you, Mr. So let me say this and then you wrap it and close the show as usual. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. I come and park you. I come and park you. I come to close the show. I come and park you. Cesar, can you hear him? Cesar, can you hear him?
I wasn't
I'm not talking.
Okay, talk now. Wait, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Folks, again, Samson told LeBron Public, the man who is running Mr. Soul Show here tonight, and there's nothing he can do about it because I'm in charge. Now I'm going to put him back in charge. As a board chair, I'm putting him back in chair because you guys know, Sissy just gave us a long list of corporate business, and you know I am the board chair, and Mr. So is the CEO, and then from your own intuition, you should know who is ahead. I'm going to put him back in charge. But let me say this here to many of you Liberians that have been watching here tonight. Sissy, a brilliant young Liberian, but I'm not surprised because he's from Lofa County and they're very good at that. A brilliant young Liberian who was giving us information here about his candidate, Councilor Gonglo. I mean, if he so brilliant to associate himself with someone who is also brilliant, who is also brilliant, then I think it is good to say that this team, the Gonglo team, is of good people and brilliant people. But this is what I'm going to say to Sissy and the Gonglo group. Don't go to waste. Come to Ambassador Baka. Come to Rescue 1 and Rescue 2 and the Mother of Rescue. And let's utilize your services, because you're so brilliant. Why you want to do it by yourself when people will not take you? Already in Ambassador Bakai, you got a place, you got a room. We will embrace you fully, and we will make sure you do what you say you're going to do. Honor Ambassador Bakai, Rescue 1, Rescue 2, and Mother of Rescue. They're here to welcome you. Please, I'm begging you, don't waste your talent. Don't waste your political talent. Don't waste your expertise. Come and join the rescue team and let's move this country together. Mr. So, you're back in charge. I will say thank you very much and good night to all of you.
Let me put my cash out number up. You want to send my cash out to me?
Okay, well, all right. I mean, it's just thank you so much. But is it true that you guys are trying to settle down for the Minister of Justice again, or what, Solicitor General?
People can run for Minister of Justice again.
They said the councilor voted that he would be. But anyway, yeah, always we intend to do what we know best of doing. We do not put our feelings. National conversation does not require somebody feelings, sentiment. You have to get an open conversation. And that's what we always try to do here on LPR. We agree, disagree, but it's been done in a civil context by providing information that we have and best we know. So, well, by the grace of God, we'll be back. Libra, you on tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be
but
back.
I'm not coming in on the usual platform.
I didn't ask you all of that. Why is it
no, because you come in and bring your people crowd over.
When you're doing all the BMO, when you inviting you can send it to your inbox. You gotta go transfer it to your email before you come on. But when Mr. So can send it straight to my email, I gotta go for it directly. I ain't gotta transfer
This
it.
guy he's a divisive character. You see him so. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's doing it on purpose to eliminate so that when he can, he will talk his sasa. Then after that, when Crown Man says sasa, is also synonymous to tabata.
2 times tabata.
Yeah, it's a quadruple tabata. That's what he wants to do. But anyway, good that we have this conversation. And like you rightfully said, I hope ANC, because what we are discussing here for some of us who don't have a pick, we like to take a holistic approach for better Liberia. I hope they are cognizant of the fact that all eyes is either going to be the game changer or the whole train going to derail. In terms of the message they're going to be taking to the people of Basel, they got to be very careful. They got to be very calculative, strategic, and with the sole purpose, because we want to have a competition in the sense that we want to see people bringing out why they are even contesting, how they intend to change the lives of the people, instead of all of this thing. It's just too much. So we're going to be back here.
Will you tell Mr. Toto to bring his son George Lobo back? Send the friend doing the announcement. Let can explain arrest to us now. The whole plan that they got to rescue is called arrest. How they arresting and rescuing at the same time, I don't know what it is. But can you tell a man to bring his son back so he can explain it all?
The trouble you starting, we come and go. Don't put me in. Get the man hearing you. So just ask me. I know you want.
I don't know these people. They don't know me. I just admire.
So maybe say what you need to do. Maybe to ask what to.
Yeah.
So Libra will be on tomorrow and then Friday. But we are excited. I just want to announce to give starting as of the 3rd of June, Liberia Public Radio will be live on Sky FM, Sky Communications Network. We had this collaboration, but scheduling and a lot of things been happening. So we're going to be returning. Now we try to fix it up. We're going to be on Saturday. The analyst is going to be here. We're going to be inviting guests. And starting this Friday, yes, other people doing it while we can't do it. We would do it, but we wanted to do it for a specific reason. Now, let me be crystal clear. Sky did not charge us a dime. Now, when it was happening in the first, now that it's going to be happening now. However, use with our good conscience, people buy fuel, people that are going to be going to the station, they need transportation, they didn't ask for it, but we have to use our good conscience. So we will be asking folks, we're going to be putting the Zelle, we're going to be putting the WhatsApp number, hopefully starting as of the Friday. I want to make sure starting this Friday, so as to make more way, and perhaps the way we're going to hold them to, they're going to give us more slots so that our voices, those of you that are going to be calling in, it will be heard as well. And then Friday, the Liberals, just to mention, the program going to be in 2 segments. I'm going to be hosting the 2 beautiful ladies. They are Liberians. They are here for full disclosure. They are my nieces. One is journalist, seasoned journalist, and the other one, she's going to tell exactly who she is. They are hosts of a program called Sis Please Podcast. It's on Spotify and YouTube. And we're going to be having a conversation in the first segment on Friday from 7 to 8, and then 8 o'clock, the analyst going to be joining me here. Other than that, Libra, thank you for filling in the gap so much, and Sissy as well, and to all our viewers, listeners, followers. If this is the first time, we say thank you so much for joining us. Share the link and always share our page. Feel free to leave your comments, your suggestion as to how we can enhance good broadcasting for the good of our country. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Thank you so much.